Hey guys, Billy here. I'm a Gladiator Hunter, and this season I've been top 300 in 2v2 and top 200 in the RPG bracket. And in this video I'm going to be doing a commentary where I explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. This time I'm playing with a Disc Priest. Comment down below which clip was your favourite, and as always you can subscribe for more Hunter content. You can also catch me live on Twitch at twitch.tv/BillyBobs, and I'll put the link in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video. Here we're facing Fire Mage Holy Priest. At the moment we're just waiting for the mage to come out of stealth. He DBs my healer, and then tries to land a sheep and a ring of frost. The priest then PIs himself and the mage combustion, so I sack the healer. The priest then mind games and I disengage into the ring. The priest dispels me though. They're now doing a lot of damage to my priest, but he's able to live through. I then start doing some damage to the mage, however my pets are stuck in a root. I don't want to waste my freedom just yet. I now stun the priest and feign death the poly, and then trap the priest. The mage is now polying again, so he polys the healer, but he's under a lot of pressure, so it doesn't really matter. He then alter times and then tries to poly. I then kick it because he can poly me or my healer. The priest is now healing and the mage is just doing some normal fireballs. The mage is still low. My priest lands a fear with a perfect time to allow me to get a trap if I hold the global. The priest then trinkets even though it's half DR and then guardians the mage. The mage is now under quite a lot of pressure, so we keep doing damage to him. And then I'm trying to line the priest as well so they can't get a full mind games cast off, and I line the poly. I then crit with killshot and get cauterize, and I kick the priest. The priest also fades. The mage now ring of frosts, so my pets are stuck in it. I make sure they don't get trapped just yet because I don't have bestial wrath. I now stun the priest and keep doing damage to the mage. I trap the priest and we get ice block from the mage. I then bestial wrath and keep doing damage to the mage as the priest MDs so we can kill the mage. Here we're facing Resto Druid BM Hunter. We both push in aggressively and both flay shot each other's pets. Then we start doing damage to each other and both pop bestial wrath. The druid rake stuns me and then gets some distance. I stun him and then go in for a trap. He does the same to my healer. I got a proc of killshot, so I'm doing a bit more damage than him. He's also Roar of Sacrifice, so I cannot crit him. He then uses his BM trinket. We're winning at this point because we have more pressure than they do. The druid then Ursul's Vortex and tries to clone my healer, but I kick him on this. I then keep doing damage to the hunter. The druid tries to clone again, then regrowth, then he will fleshcraft. I cannot stop this, but I killshot the hunter, it crits, and his BM falls at the same time, allowing us to land the kill. This allowed us to win the game. Here we're facing Ellie Shaman Holy Priest. The priest shackles my pets. I should feign death them, but I was too slow. The shaman then stormkeepers, and the priest starts smiting, so I kick the priest and then trap him. The shaman's now going to burst, so I disengage and run away to try and line his burst so I don't die. My priest also PSs me at this point. The shaman now switches his attention to the priest, so I stun him so that he cannot kill the priest. Their enemy priest also gets off on mind games, so my priest is now fairly low and he's going to retreat behind the pillar. The shaman then lassos me, but I'm sitting it because I should be fine. The priest then shackles my pets again, but then I kick him. I go in for a trap. I fake his death, however then he fades and I miss the trap. The shaman then keeps doing damage to myself and my pets, and the priest is just healing himself and the shaman. We then get Guardian Angel and I kill Sky Free Totem. And then trying to stay away from the shaman and the priest just so that they cannot do too much damage. They're now hitting my priest, so he goes in lines behind a different pillar. I then kick the healer on his heal. Then I do damage to the shaman, use kill shot, he walls too late, and therefore he dies. My priest got a death in, which is what finished him off. Here we're facing Disc Priest, Shadow Priest. I've been in stealth for around 30 seconds at this point, just waiting for them to open on my priest. The Disc then barriers, the Shadow fears, and the Disc also fears as well. This means the whole team is stuck in the CC. I then sack my healer for the second mind games, and I throw a trap on the disc. However, he deaths it. I should have stunned first. They're then popping, so my disc lines behind the pillar, and I run away also behind the pillar. This is so that I'm not in line of both of the priests, as they will do a lot of damage if they can. The shadow then starts to line me as well, so I pop Bestial Wrath, Crows, and then get my Sacks of Frenzy up so I can start doing damage. I then move away from the disc because he comes into fear. I then continue doing normal damage to the Shadow Priest, and I feign death to remove his dots and stop his cast. Then stun the priest and go for a trap. However, the Shadow Priest grips him, so my priest fears. We also got Paints up here. I then trap the disc, and the Shadow baited me on my kick, so he gets a master spell. However, he still had to use BM because he was under a lot of pressure. We also got Paints up out of the way. My disc now goes very low due to having a Mind Games and a Silence, so now he tries to line the other disc. The disc then penances and starts healing the Shadow Priest. I then knock the other priest away, and then I go in for a trap. However, I miss this trap. This is bad, but it's not the end of the world because we still have a lot of pressure. However, we would have probably won here if I'd hit it. They're now still under a lot of pressure, so the Shadow Priest is forced to try and heal himself. My priest then tries to MC the disc. However, he gets instantly purged. I then start doing some more damage on the Shadow, and we get Dome. I continue doing some damage, and I see that we have a go soon, so I wait for him to walk out of the dome, and he walks into the trap. I then stun trap the disc. The Shadow Priest gets some Mind Games, and the disc trinkets. My disc is low here, however he's able to line. We then get Greater Fade from the Shadow Priest. This is really good. I throw a tar trap down to stop them moving too much, and we get MD with my Priest Fear. I then keep doing damage. The disc goes in to try and fear my healer. However, my healer dodges it. I'm still doing damage. They're now popping again. So I trap the healer, and my disc uses his dome. It's now Mind Games from the disc, and he keeps doing damage. I have a kill shot proc, but I'm not going to use it just yet. I use it now to get him low, and we force dispersion. My priest then double fears, and hopefully we should be able to win soon. I then keep doing normal damage rotation to the Shadow Priest because he's low. The disc is looking to fear. I then see the Mind Games, so I stun the disc into a trap. The Shadow Priest doesn't have any master spells, so we should be able to kill soon. He then tries to Mind Games. I feign death it. He keeps Mind Gaming, so I kick it. I then kill shot and he dies. This game didn't go exactly to plan due to a few traps getting deft. However, we did a lot of damage and still hit quite a few traps. This allowed us to win. This game we're facing Holy Pallid Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter starts on me and starts doing quite a lot of damage. He then stuns me, I-beams, and then keeps doing damage. He metas to my healer. I then stun trap the healer and do big damage to the Demon Hunter. He fell rushes to the healer and reverses the trap. This is fine because now he won't hurt for next go. I purged the big heal from the Paladin, but I'm too slow to kick it. The Demon Hunter is also blurred now. I feign death to release some pressure and start trying to run away from the Demon Hunter. He then goes back to my disc as my disc is trying to heal me. I then go in next to the Paladin and try to trap. However, she disorientates me. My priest then fears, and I can trap the Paladin. I do it early because I know the Demon Hunter will stun me, so I don't want to miss a go. The Demon Hunter then stuns me and the priest and continues doing large damage. He then incaps the priest and comes to me. I feign death so that he can't get too much pressure out. The Paladin freedoms him, and I send my pets back onto him. My priest is now trying to run away from him, however that's quite hard because the Demon Hunter has a lot of mobility. I then start moving towards the Paladin, I stun, and then I trap on top. The Demon Hunter then also reverses it, and my priest then fears both of them. The Demon Hunter also ran out of his darkness. Paladin now trinket sacks the Demon Hunter and he also blurs. I then purge cape the Divine Favor heal from the Paladin. The Demon Hunter's then on my priest doing a lot of damage. He gets low. He then stuns me. I trinket. My priest gets the bot. We then keep doing damage to the Demon Hunter. I trap the Paladin mid-cast. They bubble, but they cannot keep the Demon Hunter top. Therefore, we win here. This game we're facing Disc Priest Feral Druid. The Feral opens me by rake stunning, and then I stun the disc into a full trap. The Feral then kites me a little bit around the pillar. He then incaps raw me and the disc. He then doing damage in bear form, and now he goes cat form. The priest mind game, so I kick it. I then start doing damage to the Feral. He's dropping quite low and the priest fears me. He then mind games the healer though, and my healer can get a fear. The Pharaoh then starts to kite away and he goes bear form late, so he takes a lot of damage. I tar trap to slow them all, and the Pharaoh's still taking a lot of damage. I full trap the priest and therefore the priest trinkets, and then he starts shadow mending. I have Kick coming back soon, and I sack my healer so that he doesn't die. I then kick this heal so that the Pharaoh is kept low. The Pharaoh then switches his attention to me to try and relieve some pressure from himself. The priest is also domed here, so my priest goes and fears the enemy priest, and the Pharaoh runs away. My pets are still on him, so they're still doing a little bit of damage, however he's healing in bear form. Their priest then grips him, and then he fears me. I then trap so the mind games doesn't go off, and stun the Pharaoh to try and get more damage out. He then trinkets and barkskins. I'm still doing a lot of damage to him. The priest then decides to pain sup him and start casting heals. I then kick the Shadow Men to keep him low, and my priest domes so he doesn't die. Their priest is now healing the Pharaoh quite a lot, and the Pharaoh's doing a lot of damage to my priest. We're now just doing some normal damage, and the priest is having to spam heal the Pharaoh. The priest then deaths, and my priest goes in to get a fear on the priest. I can then trap from this. I trap early so that he doesn't go on a weird path. The Pharaoh then uses his frenzied regen. We keep doing damage. My disc goes very low, but he manages to survive. I then still do damage. The priest has fear here, so I don't want to get double feared, so I move away. I then doing damage to the Pharaoh, and my priest can kill with a death.